Welcome back. This is the second lesson recording for IM2, April 19th, 2021. We're going to jump right into circles. Now, circles are special shape that you see everywhere actually in real life. But it's not just a pretty shape, it has some special properties to it. So we're going to start by thinking about the definition of a circle. What is a circle? Well, if you start with a point P, and a segment with a length, draw a segment with length 10 centimeters. Okay, so if I draw a point right there with the length of 10 centimeters, and then we collect all the points that are 10 centimeters away from the point P, just in many different directions, and you just keep going and doing that, what actually happens is you get a collection of points, and those points together make a circle. So if you make an infinite number of points around point P that are exactly 10 centimeters away, it forms a circle. And those points together make a circle. So let's review some circle vocabulary. What do we call that point P? Point P is called what of a circle? Hopefully you're telling me center of the circle. The 10 centimeter segment from the point P to the circle is called the what of the circle. What do we call this distance, or the length, or the segment? Okay, what do we call from the center to the circle? There's a name for it, and that's called radius. Okay, the line segment through point P, that's the center, and that's connecting both ends of the circle is called, what do we call that pink line? It's called the diameter. Okay, and the length of the diameter is, if you know the radius to be 10 centimeters, what is the length? It's going to be always double the radius, and that's 20 centimeters. Okay, now what about this outside length? What do we call the distance around the circle? So it's equivalent to the perimeter of a shape, but the distance around the circle has a special name for it, and we call that circumference, or perimeter of the circle. And the space taken up by the inside of the circle is called what of the circle? Well, space is always the area, right? So let's bring it to a real life. Okay, so when we're talking about an orange slice, what does the circumference represent? We're really talking about the outside length. What does it represent in this case? It's the skin, or the apple peel, or not the apple, orange peel. Circumference represents the peel of this orange. What about the area? It is the part that we eat. It's the pulp of the area. What about in this fenced area? Okay, so this is what does the circumference represent? The circumference represents the fencing material, while as the area represents how much space I have to enclose my bunnies. So if I bring my bunnies in here, it's a bunny fence. Alright, then what about circle formula? If you are given this radius length R, and P is the center of the circle with the radius R, the circumference is always 2 pi R. That's our circumference formula. And hopefully you came across this in junior high for many years. So hopefully we don't have to reteach you this. What about the area of a circle is going to be pi R squared. And the diameter, if the diameter is D, diameter is going to be 2R always. What about calculating the circumference? If you're given this, we're looking for the circumference with a radius of 11 inches. What is the circumference of the circle? Leave your answer exact. When it says to exact, what does that mean? It means that we can't use 3.14 for pi. because 3.14 is an approximation. Okay, remember pi is a irrational number that goes on forever. In fact, there is still, some sort of contest going on to figure out the next digit. And I can't remember how many digits they have already, but pi is a number that goes on forever as far as the accuracy goes, and they're still trying, the computers are continuously trying to figure out what is the more accurate digit afterwards. And so circumference is 2 pi r. So the radius is 11. That means it's going to be 2 times pi times 11. And if you see pi as some sort of a constant or irrational constant, to leave it as exact, that means you leave it in terms of pi. So you can multiply 2 times 11, so that leaves us with 22 pi. And the answer keeps pi unevaluated, so it is exact. Okay, so but however, in application problems, you might need to use 3.14 or the calculator value of pi, so that you can have you can give a application answer as opposed to in terms of pi. Okay, example, calculate the area. A circle has diameter of 50 units. What is the area? Well, area is pi r squared, and this time we are given the diameter, so we need to calculate the radius to be 50 divided by 2, which is 25, and area is pi r squared, so that's going to be pi times 25 squared, and that is going to be 625 times pi, or 625 pi is my exact answer. And the area is always the units squared. Alright, so let's try these problems. Which choice gives more pizza? If I have to go to my local pizza parlor and I have a choice between choosing 2 12-inch medium pizza and 1 18-inch large pizza, which will be a better deal? Which am I going to get more pizza by? Well, if I order 2 12-inch medium pizzas, the 12-inch is the diameter. When they're giving you the number of inches, we're really talking about diameter. And so the radius is going to be 6. So the area, one pizza area, is going to be pi times 6 squared. 6 squared is 36 times pi, so you have 36 pi inches squared of pizza here, and there are 2 of them. So 2 pizzas make the total area of 72 pi. In contrast, if we have 18-inch pizza, the radius is 9, and one pizza area is pi r squared. So pi times 9 squared is 81, so we have 81 pi pizza. Okay, so which is a bigger number? 3.14, pi is still going to be the same. If you multiply a bigger number by pi, that's going to be a bigger number. So it's better to get that one large pizza rather than 2 smaller pizza if what I am looking for is just more pizza. However, in contrast, if I'm one of those people who just loves the pizza crust more than the actual pizza, and I really care more about getting more crust than the actual inside part, then which would be a better choice? Well, let's figure out what is, in this case we're figuring out the circumference, aren't we? What is the circumference in the left hand side case? One crust length is, circumference is pi times diameter, which is 12, and so you get 12 pi length of crust from one pizza. So 2 pizza you'll get twice as much, so 24 pi length inches of crust. While as in the 18-inch pizza, one crust length is pi times 18 or 18 pi. So obviously 24 pi is bigger than 18 pi. So that means the winner, if I am one of those crust lovers, I should get 2 smaller pizzas than 1 large pizza. And that is it for today. So you should add in the table of content that what we did was circle review on today's day. Thank you for listening.